Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and today is the third week of our Stash Buster block of the week, and the pattern today is called Squares Upon Squares, and here's the block, and you can see it looks like squares stacked upon squares like there, and it's done with 3 colors, and it's made out of squares, so it goes together pretty fast. So I'm going to adjust the camera and show you how to put this block together. Okay, the fabrics that you're going to need for this quilt is you're going to need a dark, and you're going to need a 4.5 inch square, and then 3 2.5 inch squares of your dark. You'll need a color that contrasts, and I'm going to use yellow, and you need 6 2.5 inch squares for that. And then you need a background fabric or a light, and I'm going to use white, and I need 3 2.5 inch squares for that. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the block layout, and I'm just going to follow my example here and go ahead and lay out my pieces. So we start with the biggest piece there, and then I'm going to start over here, and I need a white, and then the other 3 pieces are going to be yellow. And then up in this corner, we're going to start with a white in the lower left corner, and then surround that with the yellow pieces. And then another white here. And then these are surrounded with the dark blue here. So there we go. So now we're all laid out, so hopefully I won't get confused. And then I'm going to start sewing. I'm going to sew these in 4-patch units, these 3 units here. And so I'm going to go ahead and do this one first, and just flip those pieces over and bring them over to the machine and start sewing. Now, so far in this series, these blocks have been pretty much just simple squares. We haven't done anything other than just squares, but we will get to the point where we're doing triangles and rectangles and so forth. So I will be showing you some different techniques here, and shortly. It won't be long. So we're going to sew those 2. And then sew these 2, just matching up my raw edges. And there we go. And then we're going to press these open. But I am going to go ahead and lay these out back in my block setting, and so the next step. Okay, I have my next 4-patch pieces here, and I'm going to sew these into rows. And you can find little shortcuts as you're working on this on how to speed things up for you, and go ahead and follow those if you have those skills. And what I'm going to do is what I did with that other 4-patch unit. I'm going to sew this part together and then lay them back in place on my ironing surface over here, and then go to the next unit. I could string piece these or chain piece these and just keep going, but sometimes I get confused as to what piece goes where when I do that. So I'm going to just lay these back on my board and then grab the next set of pieces, which will be here and here. So I got a yellow to a white piece, and then 2 yellows. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the ironing surface and I'll show you what I've done. Okay, my ironing surface is just a piece of chipboard covered with 2 layers of 80/20 batting and 1 layer of muslin. And I've got the ends tucked underneath and I stapled them with a heavy duty stapler. That's just to keep me from having to walk a couple of extra steps over to my ironing board and get tangled up in all the cords that are laying on the floor. So okay, here we've got everything laid out so far. And here's one for patch unit, here's another one, and then here's one up here. Now what I want to do is to concentrate on these white sections. I want to press those so that I'm pressing to the dark. So right here I want to press this direction. So I'm going to move this one out of the way here, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to press the seam to set it. And then I'm going to open up the dark side, the blue fabric, and press towards that. So now on this segment up here, I want to press the seam this direction so that those seams will nest. And then I'll do the same here. I want to press towards the yellow. And then on this one, I want to press it that direction because this seam is going that direction. And you don't have to use steam with this. I just have mine on steam at the moment, so we're steaming. And if you do have steam on, just be careful, don't stretch your fabrics while you have the steam on, because that will distort the size of your blocks and can distort your seams and cause you problems down the line. So there we go. And now I can sew these units together. So we're going to sew like this, and like that, and like that. And so I'm going to go back to the sewing machine and finish those 4 patch units. So here's my first unit, and I'm going to nest my seams so that they're right up against each other. I had something wonky going on in there. And that strange noise in the background is my washing machine. I am doing laundry. And it is getting ready to spin, so it sounds kind of strange. Okay, that's the first unit, and we'll go to the second one, and I gotta remember which side to stitch. Okay, I'm going to lift my presser foot because that seam's wanting to flip, so we'll get that going the way I want it to. And then the last unit. Okay. Now I'm going to press these units open, and then we'll get ready to assemble the rest of the block. Okay, I'm going to lay these back out again so that I've got everything going where I want it to be, with all the whites are going to go towards the center. So okay, now for this block with this dark blue, I want to press the seam away from the white. So I'm going to put the 2 dark sides up and then press the seam in the way it's stitched, and then press it open. And for this one, since these 2 are going to go together, I want this seam to go this direction. So I'm going to put the white up, and we're going to press towards the white. Now since this the fabric next to it is yellow, it's not going to shadow through as much. But for me, it's more important to have my seams going opposite directions. This one's going this way, that one's going that way, and that way when I sew these two together, I'll have an easier time sewing them. So those are ready to go. Now this seam here is not really going to matter which direction, since I can get this open. Well, if I'd open it the right way, it would help. Since this is attaching to here, it's not going to matter which way this seam goes. Now here I've got both of these seams stitched or pressed this direction, and so that might be a little, it's going to be a little bit more challenging to get that to line up, but it can be done. So put them back where they need to be, and first thing I'm going to do is to stitch these two together. So I'm going to make sure my seams are all nested together. Line up my raw edges and then stitch it down. And I'm just going to lay this back where it belongs, and then I'm going to sew this 4-patch unit to the solid piece. Okay, time to press again. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press this seam, and since the fabric's naturally going to want to flip this way as opposed to this way, because we've got seams here that kind of get in the way, I'm going to go ahead and press, and that's pressing towards the dark. So that is a good kind of rule of thumb. If you can, press towards the dark, but that's not always possible. And so since this one is pressed this way, I want to press this one that way. So press the seam, flip over, and then press it open. And now I need to press or to stitch these two units together. So I'm going to flip them over, and what you see I have here, turn this so I can see a little better, is I need to sew these two seams together. So I want these two to nest, since they're pressed in opposite directions. We can nest those two seams together. Now here on this side, both of the seams are going in the same direction. If you can see that, they're both going, yeah, they're both going this direction here. So that might be a little bit harder to do, but what I'm going to do is to kind of peek in there and line up those fabrics as close as I can. I'm going to put a pin in there. So I've got a pin here, and I'm going to just go ahead and pin that and see if that'll help. And I'm going to start up on this side, and we'll get those stitched down. Okay, I've got all my raw edges aligned, and I want to get my seams butted together there, and I'm going to go ahead and put a pin in there. Just for a little security, and I'll get my thread tails pulled out a little further. Let's see how this goes. Okay, take out that pin. I'm going to slow down a little bit here. And I'm lining up edges here a little bit better. Okay, now to the point where I need to take that pin out so I don't roll over it. Okay, let's see how we did. Well, it's not too bad. If you can see, it's seam right there. And maybe off just a fraction of an 1/8 of an inch, maybe a 1/16 of an inch, 32nd of an inch. Let me get closer so you can see that. There's one where both seams are facing the same direction, so it's off just a tiny bit, but that's not going to be that noticeable. So I'm happy with that. And next thing I have to do is press this block one more time, and it is completed. Okay, I'm going to press the seam the way it's stitched, just to kind of set the stitches into the fabric. And then just, okay, it doesn't matter which way this goes because blue is going to shadow through one way or the other. Well, I'm going to do it this way. We're going to press towards this piece, and that will keep any dark fabric shadowing through. So give it a good press. And there we go. So this is the Squares Upon Squares block. I hope you're enjoying this series, and I hope you'll join me again next time for the next block. And these blocks will get a little bit more complex as we go on. Right now they're fairly simple with just squares, but I think you can see with these first 3 blocks that there's a lot you can do with just squares in your quilt blocks. So I hope you're enjoying this series, and I hope you will consider clicking the like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will do that, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links, and to keep up with my newest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.